Actually, no, I came to Bath a long time ago, I think, in the hippy-dippy days. But then when I met Peter at Vogue, when he came to Vogue to have his pictures taken by me, then after he saw the photographs, he rang me and said, could you come down to Bath? And I'd like you to take some more, you know, really kind of outdoor, surrealistic pictures, a bit more, you know, arty and edgy, if you want. So that's when I came down and met him, and then we wandered the countryside in Salisbury Hill, and then I said, do you think we could photograph in the Bath, you in the Bath, in Roman Bath, wearing a suit? And then he said, yes, with a tray like that floating. And I said, because he was very much into Magritte, and so was I. And so then we went, how we got permission to do it in the Roman Bath, I don't know, but we did. And then I was very paranoid because I had one flash on a boom, and I knew that if it had fallen into the water, it would be the end of Peter Gabriel and me hanged at the Tyburn of Bath. And so we took the pictures, and then he got out soaking wet. Actually, I was so excited by looking at we didn't have digital, we only had Polaroids. Looking at the Polaroid, which took ages to develop because it was colder the day, I remember the bath was steaming. So then we were all excited, and then we saw the thing. I should have taken some pictures of him standing there in the dripping wet clothes, saying, well, is it okay? I said, I think it's going to look great. So that's what happened. That's when I first came to Bath. Yeah.
Why all these years later have you decided to come back and hold this exhibition here?
Well, no, it's kind of reciprocal, Eugenie, isn't it? We somehow, Tim saw the pictures of Peter Gabriel somewhere, was it? There was a blog on my blog, Peter Gabriel, and Tim saw it, and then they saw the silhouette of the cathedral and the Roman Bath, and they thought it was an interesting meeting of images and ideas, which is very now, isn't it? And the synchronicity of the two together would form an interesting exhibition. Then we came down and met the wonderful Tim and showed him a lot of pictures on the laptop, and then he said, well, let's do it. And so that sense, then it's all, you know.
So you're going out first thing sunrise tomorrow morning to take some today shots of Bath?
Yes, well, the thing is we can't find Salisbury Hill. It's become overgrown over the last, how long ago was this, 10 years ago? And a couple of months ago, the foliage is grown. No, yes, so I don't think we'll go to Salisbury Hill, wherever it was, Salisbury Hill, but we will go to the cathedral and get a dawn shot of that, and then the Roman Bath, we've got permission to go there with tennis balls under the tripod legs so that it doesn't damage the Roman mosaics. I'm not going to that, but Eugenie said to me, what about the tennis balls? We were leaving this morning. I said, I haven't got any tennis balls. What is in Wimbledon? And I remembered that when I was at the palace at various, Prince Charles at various, Sandringham and other places, except Highgrove, it seems okay. I had to take tennis balls for some of the marble floors, yeah.
Do you know Bath? I mean, is this a place you visit often?
I know that my old friend from years ago, Manolo Blahnik, lives here. My friend Michael Roberts, who wrote the foreword to my book, Manolo lives here. And I have a 17th century I owned an apartment in a 17th century house, and Palladio and the Georgian has always been my favourite thing since I did Greek art when I was at art school for my thesis, and Greek buildings, and I did that because I was an atheist, and I realised through the Greek pantheon you could become a god. With my ego, I thought that the rest of them I thought were no good. So then years later, after I've been a Tibetan Buddhist and Zen Buddhist for the last 29 years, I think, knowing that it's up to me. The only person who will help me is me, by helping everybody else. I know I'm not very good at it, but that's what I do. Yeah.
You're very good at talking as well as taking pictures. Yeah, it's the Welsh.
My son's an actor, went to RADA. I wanted to go to RADA, but my parents wouldn't let me go because the headmasters in this little town, my father was welfare officer and mental health, he said, no, get him into the council. And so they got me into the council for 8 months to be an accountant until the files fell on the auditors and swept them away in a tsunami. They said, you're fired. I said, no, I'm going. And I got into art school because of all my drawings, as I was saying, because I was a very good drawer, as they say in Wales. And then, the drawing and painting continued until I needed to get a job because I had 3 children by the time I was 22 or something. And then I had to get a job and it gave me a job in television because somebody saw my pictures in Ready Steady Go, and then it was a rock and roll thing. Then I re-met Paul and George and John, which I used to go to see at the weekend in Liverpool. And so I knew them before they were the Beatles. And then I did album sleeve for Band on the Run, one of the first things. So it went on from there. And then George and I became friends, and Ravi Shankar. And it was in vogue. And, it just blossomed like a lotus.
Do you know, you're one person I don't mind listening to name drop, because...
Please don't clap, throw money. That's right. It's the coffee. I had too much coffee. Yeah.
The other thing about the December exhibition is you're going to be here and you're going to be doing something practical as well as displaying your work.
I'm going to do a series, I hope. We have a wonderful little bijou studio at the side of the Architectural Museum, which we're going to do portraits of people if they want to come and have their portrait taken, which I did at the Lowry. All those people who'd been maybe damaged by the bomb that went off, they came to the Lowry in Salford with all their families, and it was a really touching thing, because I always try to do that, trying an attempted Buddhist for the last, as I said, thousands of years, thousands of lifetimes. And then I did the same for the Save the Children then at the South Bank, and then they projected the images on the side of the theatre at night. And I just love taking photographs. I was addicted. I used to think photography was a minor form, but now I'm afraid I don't know what I think about it now, but it's what I do. People said, would you still paint? And then the other day they just found my drawings that I did for 2001, because Kubrick wouldn't let anybody go to the set and take pictures, although I did sneak a little camera that I had. But I did the drawings, and then we discovered that subsequently used the drawings in 2001. They look exactly like my drawings, apparently, that's what they say. And it's when I don't know if you've seen the film. Have you seen the film? Yes. Where Hal, he's talking to the computer and he said, "Hey Dave, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm just doing some drawings, to remind me of the journey." "They're very good, Dave, let me see." And those are the ones. Now, I don't know whether Kubrick had the idea after, because I went a year before and then the film came out, whether he thought, that's a good idea, we'll put that in the film. And then somebody in Italy at the Kubrick Foundation of Memories and Joy said, can we have the drawings? And we discovered the copies of the drawings. Right, so that's where drawing gets you, here. And this is where we jolly well are.